to another tutorial. It's me, Prince Dynamic again. And here's what we're doing today. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to be showing you how less can actually give you more in your designs. So that's what we're doing basically today. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into what we're doing today. So basically, guys, what we're doing is I'm going to be creating a design for you. We're creating a minimal, I'm going to ensure that I make this design as minimal as possible. I play with few colors, work with images if I need to, backgrounds and stuff like that. But the aim of this tutorial is just to show you that you can actually create simple designs and still end up getting more. And what do I mean by more? Meaning that at the end of the design process, even though you made sure that you work with less stuff, your design can still make a whole lot of sense, can still be functional. So that's what I mean by more. And if you remember in some of my videos, or for those of you that are taking my course, I've always mentioned that less is more. That's just basically how it is. Less is more. The design that you do less on turns out to be more, but there are a lot of things there are a lot of factors guiding that too. So in order to get more when you create your design. So I don't want to bore you with the long talks. I'm just going to jump straight into today's lesson. So basically what I want to do is I want to create a design, but I'm not going to make it too serious. I'm not going to make it too serious. So basically I don't want to do much. I would like to work with my image. So let me get my image. So this is my image. Yeah, I think I downloaded one other one. Let me see. All right, so let me just drag it into my Photoshop workspace. I think I did that already, so it should load any more from now. So I'm going to work with this image of me. It's a very nice image. So we'll work with this image and just few other things. So I have not really thought of what I want to do. I'm not really thought of what I want to do. So let's just go straight into it, not to pause with the long talk. So the first thing I want to do is to unlock my background. Then I want to fill it with a solid color that I can always change whenever I want to. I want to use something here, not completely white. I would have gone for this for pure white, but I don't want it to be completely white. So this is cool. The color code is F4F4F4. That's perfect. So let me just leave that. So what I want to do now is to bring in my image. So let me just crop the part I'm going to need in the whole image. So let me do this. Now I used M, which is the marquee tool. I selected the part I want, then I'm just going to do Ctrl J. So I can turn this off for you to see what I selected. So I'm going to drag this selection into my new design space. I'm going to scale it down. Okay, I'm not scaling it down yet. Sorry, I'm not going to scale it down yet. So let me just select. But before I select, what I want to do is I want to select with the marquee tool, rectangular marquee, the triangle, the circular marquee tool. I don't know what the name is. Okay, elliptical marquee tool. So I'm just going to go ahead and select my image. Yeah, this is now perfect. I'm going to right click and choose transform selection. Yeah, so that's going to make it perfect. So this is cool. Or let me push it in a little bit. So I feel this is perfect. I feel this is perfect. So I'm going to select OK, and I'm just going to mask it out. So I'm going to go over and select the mask tool, and then I had layer mask. So this is it. If I decide to change the color of the background, let me copy this first. If I decide to change the color of the background, you can see how it looks like. So I'm just going to leave our color. So now we have this. I want to change it to black and white. I can delete the layer mask since I'll not be needing it anymore. I can delete it. So I'm just going to click on apply. So I can delete the layer mask. So I want to convert my picture to black and white. I don't want to play with so many colors. Like I said, I don't want to play with so many colors. So I'm just going to change this to black and white. Let me go over here. That's so over to the adjustment layer. adjustment layer, and I'm going to change it to black and white. So black and white to be added only on my image, because if I should leave it this way, whatever I add to it, it's going to reflect, like it's going to have this black and white filter, but I don't want the black and white filter. So let me go ahead and select the layer, which is my picture, and I'm going to merge them together. So whatever I do now, if I decide to pick this color or paint like something here, you can see that it is not affecting the image because it is just, I already matched it with this color. So it is basically this image that is carried black and white. So let me remove that. So let's go ahead and add text. Let's go ahead and add text. What can we add? Like I said, I'm going to keep this design as simple as possible and play with a few colors. So let us just do print dots. Yeah, let's just do the print dots. So you can have something like, I love playing with typography a lot for those of us that know me. So let us do the print dots. I'm going to increase this. I think I like this. Let me add something here. That's here. Yeah, so just gonna do the print dots, the prints and dots. So if you want to know how I duplicate, you can use Command J or Control J on your keyboard, or just hold down the Option button or the Alt button for Windows. Hold down the Alt button. You'll notice that the cursor had changed to something like 2 mouths. So it has a kind of 2 edge. Just hold it down and drag on that layer so you can duplicate. So that's just it basically. Yep. So let's play a little bit with our typography. Let's hide this guy for now. Prints. Let's drag this. Here I want it to be big. I will have to delete the dots because I'm not really feeling the dot. I don't know why I included it. So yeah, let's see. Yep. So I think I'm liking this. It might not be perfect, but I just hope you get what I'm trying to achieve at the end of the day. So let me rasterize this layer because I'm trying to delete something. So let me zoom in and take out this one. Yep. So this is it. So I can go ahead and fill this up. I'm just going to use effects panel. I'm going to add the effect, which is color overlay, and I'm going to make it black, like completely black or something around there. I don't know why I'm not confident. I'm not comfortable using 100% black. So for these two, I'm going to do the same color overlay, but I want the black to be lighter, not completely dark. Yeah, I think this is cool. Let me make this darker a bit. Yes. So this is what I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all. I think I should make it smaller. I should make this smaller. Yes. So the print dots, let me go ahead and group them, and then to write this as text. So yeah, the print dots, it might not look so cool to you, but it's actually a nice design. So this is my picture. Let me drag this nigga down. All right, so I think you're gonna have a kind of issue with this because this is kind of blending in with the background, which I don't want. So what I'm just gonna do is I'll head back over to this place, and I'm gonna select this here. I've deleted that, so let me just delete this. Yeah, so I'm gonna drag it back into my design. I'll drag it back into my design, and I'm just gonna scale it down. I'll scale it down somewhere here. I can delete the previous one. Scale it down somewhere. So I'm gonna draw a circle, holding down my shift button so as to get the perfect one. So yeah, I'm gonna take this out. Let me now bring my image and scale my image down. So you might be wondering what shortcut am I using to transform for the free transform. That is Command T, Control G. So let me convert this to black and white. this one. Like I said, I don't want it applied on the entire design, so I just want it on my image though. So I'm going to, yeah, dude, I'm going to merge that. So I selected both layers and I pressed Command E or Control E. So yeah, I like that. Let me mask this out now. So for us to mask this out, what I just need to do is to hold down the Command or Control button. Then I'm going to select the layer that has this circle layer. I'm going to select it so you can see that we have this matching hands running around it. So what I need to do is go back on my image and use a layer mask. So this is cool, but I think we have some white stuff here which I'm going to ignore. But let me add a little bit to this just to spice it up. So I'm zooming in. I want to add a kind of light behind my image, so let me turn it off. So on top of this layer, I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to select this color. I'm going to sample this color. I'll go for something lighter. So then I'm going to select my brush, increase my brush size. Yeah, not so much. Something like this is cool. I'm just going to stamp on it. Yes, you can see. So the same thing we did for that by image, you're going to do the same for this light, because trust me, this light has spread out. You can see it has gone beyond the circle itself. So we're going to hold down a option. We're going to hold down Command and we're going to select the ellipse again. You can see we have the matching hands. So I'm going to go back on this layer. I'm going to go back on this layer, the layer of the flare we added now, and I'm going to mask it out as well. So then I can go ahead and delete it, apply. So if I do like this now, Control T, you can see that it's just within the circle itself. So and let me turn on my image again. Now this is cool, but looking too bright for me. So let me rename this layer and light behind subject. Because that is good to rename the layers anyway. So this is praise language. Yeah. So let me reduce the opacity of this light behind the subject. I'm going to reduce the opacity behind the lights behind the subject. So let me just go ahead and do that. Yeah, this looks cool and soft already, which is perfect. Let me go ahead and group. So now we have the text group. Now we're going to have the image group itself. So let me select the image, the light, and the circle. I'm just going to press Ctrl G. So what I do most times is I try to preserve all of this in case I am coming back. So most times what I do is I convert them to smart objects. And in cases where I don't want to convert it to smart object, what I do basically is that I duplicate it. So let me rename it, image. Sorry, I don't think I got that spelling. Image. Let me rename it. Rename as image 1. So text, I'm going to do the same for the text. Duplicate. Name this as text 1. And the second one as text. So I'm going to take this one, drag it down behind the background because I do need them. I'm just leaving it up. So these are the things I'm working with. So I can now go ahead and rasterize or convert to smart object now. So I'm going to do the same for the other texts. I'm going to convert to smart objects so I can list them independently. So let's zoom out. We have our design. So let's scale this guy up. We have this guy as well. Let's play a little bit. I found one design online which I really love. Like I really love the design. So simple and straight to the point. So let me zoom in and just do a little bit of effects. Just a little bit of play. So I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to name this as color. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my quick selection tool, which you can trigger by pressing W on your keyboard. You can see, or you just go over here. I think that's the fourth tool. Then you right click and select. Sorry, not quick selection, magic wand tool. So I'm going to select in between. Okay, it's not selecting because I did not select text layer. So now I've selected the text layer. So I'm just going to use the quick selection tool, magic wand tool, magic wand to select. So I selected that. I selected this part too and this part. So that's this one. Sorry. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick a color that I like. So let's go for red, not too harsh. Yeah, something around this is cool. So back to the corner layer. I'm going to do this, yes, and I would do, let's see, okay, let's go for another corner. Let's go for something around good in yellow. Yes, this is cool. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, then back to my red again, and I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to deselect. You can see how it looks like. Very perfect. Very perfect. I'm going to go ahead and group again my color and my text together so I can move there. So let's just add smaller text showing us every Wednesday, right? Showing us every Wednesday night. Let's go for I kind of like these fonts once as well. I think I love it. Let's just see it. I don't want to start something else on typography, so let's give it black as well. Not completely black though. Let's increase the font size. So join us every Wednesday. You can bring this down here. Join us every Wednesday nights. Yeah, so I think this is cool. And I can go ahead to do whatever it is I want to do. So for instance, if I'd like to add a logo, I can just go ahead and drag the logo here, add something here. I can add print. Let's make this black, not completely black. So I'm gonna zoom in again. Select this. I want to take off this stroke or whatever it is called. So let's say free. Yeah, you can add it. Let's drag the layer off so it's appear on top. You can say free, which is cool. Free, we're going to change it to white. Then we can reduce the size of our rectangle as well. So let's group that too and call it free. Yep. So I'm going to scale it too. I'm going to place it somewhere here and scale it down. I don't want it to be too big. So I can go ahead and add my logo somewhere around here and can as well as add my name. So let's say I want to add my name. I'm just going to type it out. Brain is, sorry, I can't see that. Okay. I really struggled to roll through. I knew that was coming. Brain is dynamic. So now here's the name. I can add it here. And I can have a kind of smaller text again. Brand designer. Alright, so let's use smaller text width. So I'm going to use, instead of medium, I'll just go for regular. I'm going to scale it down. I don't want it to be big. I'm going to scale it down to look something like this. Yes. Then I can go for another color. Let's go for this. Exactly. So as you can see, we've just created something simple. Now tell me if you love this design a lot. It is cool. You don't really necessarily need to go overboard with your designs before you can create something simple. As you can see, we just used image and typography and basically a plain background, like very plain background. Okay, I might want to put extras. I'll just go ahead and add a new layer on top of the background layer. I'll select something like pure white. I'm going to do like a gradient, go over to gradient 2 and drag, just draw down so you can see both with or without. It's just perfect. So that's it, guys. You don't necessarily need to go overboard with your design. Like less is more. As you can see, this particular less is more. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and drop a comment if you need to. I'm also going to leave a link in the description where you can get my resources, you can get my course, and you can also reach out to me via my social media channels. So thank you guys for staying to the end of this tutorial. I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace out.